Hello, good afternoon. So, kamusta tayong lahat? Ah, so, online na naman tayo. So, I hope na safe kayo sa inyong mga bahay diyan kasi nga, ayun nga, medyo nagbabadya na naman yung ulan and for sure, magpabadya rin yung baha. So, mahihirapan tayong umuwi if ever na pumasok tayo ngayon. So, might as well retreat to the safety of our homes. So, dahil ganun nga yung setup natin, online yung class natin. I hope na sa Thursday ay face-to-face para lang makapa natin kung or magkaroon tayo ng interaction with one another, especially class works, board works, kailangan natin 'yan. Kasi 102 would require practice, 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 practice. So walang kasawaang practice, parang lingling 40 hours lang na talagang kailangan nating hasain yung degree, yung familiarization natin over dun sa subject. Last meeting, naputol nga yung ating class hours dahil nga dun sa unexpected na naging suspension. Uh, so, just to recall, yung ginawa natin last meeting ay nag-discuss tayo a little bit about Newton's second law. So, introducing you to internal forces. And essentially, we took off dun uh, sa discussion of different types of internal forces. So, let me just share yung screen. So, you're seeing right here concerns internal forces. So, yung internal forces natin are comprised of the following. So, merong kang axial force, then meron tayong shear force, tapos meron tayong bending moment, and might as well add this one up to the mix as early as possible. Torsion. Or you know this from your physics class or even I believe kahit ES 101 na bring up na sa inyo yung torque. So we have these four types of internal forces. So isa-isahin natin siya. So to distinguish these two, right here pertains to what's called yung angular momentum na aspect. So yung rotation na aspect natin. Then these two, on the other hand, pertains to what's called linear momentum. So you have yung angular momentum requirement, components, and meron tayong linear momentum requirements. But it all boils down into your cross section. So yung cross section natin, so 'di ba? Ina-idealize natin yung cross section natin as somehow of what's called a line element. So yung line element natin is bounded by one node at one end and another node at the parang both ends ay nodes. So ganyan natin siya dinedefine. So kung ni-name natin to na AB, therefore this is element AB. And if subjected siya under axial force to show kung ano yung nangyayari within, you need to cut yung inyong cross-section. Cut yung cross-section in a manner na kapag nag-section tayo ng ganito, what happens is that, so let me just do some magic erasures a little bit. So, pagtatagpiin natin siya. So, split apart natin siya na ganito. So, since in-split apart natin, what we are exposing are actually internal forces na ganito yung nature. So, ganito yung itsura niya kapag line element. Now, kailangan ko lang din magdagdag ng qualifier. So kapag sinabi natin na yung member is subjected to only axial forces, what it actually features is sa perspective niya on both nodes, to the very least, merong kang copy-paste ulit. So meron tayong, ay pusa ko ulit meron tayong dinedescribe na state. whether your axial force member is under tension or under compression. So, pag under tension, ina-attempt natin na i-stretch yung axial force member natin, yung structural element natin. Kapag under compression naman, ang ginagawa natin ay ni-squeeze naman natin siya. So, you have under tension and you have under compression. And actually, magre-reflect ito dun sa convention natin concerning your internal axial force. So, what is shown here, so kung i-expand natin to a little bit, so let me just admit yung mga classmates natin. So, what to further expound on this, what's happening on this is if intention siya, so let me just use another color for this. So if intention, i-carry over lang natin. So at node A, to the left. At node B, to the right. So if intention, ang siste is if ito yung cutting plane natin, your normal force is pointing away from that plane. Parang ganito yung itsura niya. And similarly, kung ito yung plane na na-draw natin, so ito yung axis vector normal to the plane, over that same direction din yung dapat ma-expose mo na internal axial force. And as mentioned, kapag unravel tayo ng internal forces, you kinda split yung ating member into two systems, but both systems along with their internal forces are in equilibrium. So ito in equilibrium, ito in equilibrium. So kaya so showing that, so ito kinokontra lang nitong internal axial force, tapos ito naman kinokontra ng internal axial force. Itong dalawa ay equal but opposite in direction such that kapag pinagdikit mo itong dalawa, babalik siya into this described state. Parang isang buong body lang ulit siya na nawala na yung mga internal force natin. Nag-cancel out lang siya. So this has to be in equilibrium. So ibig sabihin kung ano yung force dito, equal siya sa force dito but opposite in direction. Ganun din dito and ganun din dito. And for compression naman, so expound lang natin to. So if in compression, so you have yung structural member natin. If in compression, so what we are actually exposing over that plane is kailangan into the plane yung direction to say that your internal force is under compression. And kung just like sa kanina na in-split into two bodies, yung other half, if sinabi natin na compression, so yung cutting plane natin, since to the left yung nasa kaliwa, to the right yung nasa kanan. So into the plane ulit. So this signifies that your member is in compression. And allow me to demonstrate this in 3D. So if demonstrate natin in 3D, ganito yung rendering ng ating structural member. And what it actually features is itong plane na na-expose. Ito yung na-expose natin na plane. And within that plane, meron kang description ng tinatawag na vector normal to the plane. And that vector normal to the plane is in the same direction as with your axial force. So, ganon yung description. So, ito yung internal axial force natin. Kaya tinatawag din yung axial force natin as what's called normal force. Kasi it's directed normal to the plane of your cross section. So yun yung distinction ni normal force. Now, as to with the shear force. Sa shear force naman, you will find this over beams. Beams are structural members that are subjected to lateral loads that are not applied on the ends. So for example, you have some line load na varying in nature. So pwedeng ganyan. As long as lateral yung nature ng loads. Maglagay pa tayo ng loads sa paganyan. Maglagay pa tayo ng loads pa ganito. Then, kunwari may other forces ka, assuming na in equilibrium, yung ating member. So, kapag nag-cut tayo over some plane, so this may take some time. So, bear with me lang. So, gagawin ko rito ay buburahin ko ng malaki na yeah. So, what we are doing here is nag-cut tayo over this plane, nag-cut tayo over this plane, and what you're actually exposing ay magkakapol na tinatawag na shear force and bending moment. So sa shear force, ang convention, so show and tell muna tayo. So yan yung ating shear force, ito yung ating bending moment. So yung assumptions natin, kapag left to right, downwards shear force is positive shear. So kapag left to right, yung downwards shear force is a positive shear. Kapag right to left, so paano ba yung sinasabi nating left to right? So pag left to right, you're from the left, looking to the right. So parang meron kang ganyan na pagtingin. And kung right to left, from the right naman, tumitingin ka to the left. So yung convention dito ay upward shear force is positive shear. So ang kailangan lang is if you consider these two shear forces acting like a couple, so couple naman talaga sila kasi equal in magnitude but opposite in direction, yung manner ng rotation niya, it should be counterclockwise. So counterclockwise yung ikot, counterclockwise din yung ikot dito. So yun yung left to right and yung right to left na paradigm. Now, if i-illustrate natin siya in 3D, what you actually have is yung kung shear force, if ito yung normal to the plane, ito yung direction ng shear force natin. So ito ay tangential to the plane. So shear force. And as the name suggests, so doon siya nanggaling sa shearing effect. So yung shears, scissors, parang ginugupit mo yung cross-section, slicing through the cross-section. Or slicing, rather than slicing through, parang barbecue yun, slicing across the cross-section. Parang ginugupit mo yung cross-section. Yun yung intended effect ni shear force. And in line with that, meron tayong bending moment. And i-carry over lang din natin yung left to right paradigm and yung right to left na paradigm. This time, yung manner ng rotation. This time, ang i-restate lang natin ay yung manner ng rotation. So pag sinabi natin na left to right, this would entail na counterclockwise yung internal bending moment na ma-expose natin. The other hand, yung right to left natin ay clockwise internal bending moment. And kung i-illustrate natin yung itsura niya in 3D, it will come into forms. Yung unang form, pwede nating sabihin na okay, so gawin natin yung rotation na ganyan. Na ganito yung internal bending moment natin. Pero at the same time, alternatively, pwede mong i-illustrate siya as a moment vector. So yung moment vector natin ay ganito. Yan yung moment vector natin. So, tangential to the plane. So, tangential dun sa cross-section yung direction ng moment vector natin. Ito yung moment vector na tinutukoy natin. And then lastly, torque concerns what's called twist. So, pag twisting, so you kind of indicate na if this is your cross-section and to say that this is in equilibrium, so meron kang torque dito, meron kang torque dito, equal but opposite, so you're actually twisting it. So merong twist na nangyayari and kapag kinat nga natin, what you have are two segments. Oops. Two segments, the first segment, the second segment. So sa first segment natin, kung pag ganito yung direction niya and ito yung na-expose na plane natin, makukuha natin ay pag ganito na eternal torque. And then dito, if yung end na torque mo ay to the right, yung dun sa plane ay dapat ay to the left. So you have the same torque, equal and opposite. And similarly, katulad nung sa normal force mo, yung direction ng moment vector mo is perpendicular to plate. So ito yung direction nung torque natin, internal torque natin. That would represent, so pag tinignan natin from yung front view, so ito yung front view ng ating cross-section, merong kang counterclockwise na rotation. So yan, pag tinignan mo from the front, so front view, ito. Yan yung itsura ng torque manifesting over your cross-section. So far, na-mention lang natin itong mga internal forces na to and we kind of assume na limited lang siya sa 2D. Well, in fact, pwede rin actually siya sa 3D. Nga lang, medyo madugo yung 3D analysis natin. So pag nag-arrive tayo dun sa 3D analysis, halimbawa ay meron kang cross-section, then gusto mong malaman lahat ng internal forces, so magbibigay lang ako ng example. Halimbawa ay ganito yung illustration ng ating ano. So, ito yung ating cross-section. Ay, ito yung ating object. Sorry. Hindi siya cross-section. Object siya. Isang buong object siya. And ganito yung body. So, kunwari, fix ito. Then, meron kang mga forces like this, sample lang. Then, meron kang patulak na pag ganito. Then, meron kang, ano pa ba? Sideways. Yep. Then, meron kang patulak na pag ganito. So, along the Y. Then, meron kang moment. So, halimbawa, meron kang uniformly distributed load na ganito. Ano lang naman yan? M-M lang naman to. So, then nagputol ka dito sa bandang gitna. So, nahati mo siya into two bodies. So, dun sa two bodies na ito, there is somehow a need for you to evaluate yung internal forces. So, pardon na lang sa drawing. So, ito yung na-expose natin na plane. Now, how do we then determine yung internal forces natin? Might as well establish convention. So una is establishing convention. Convention meaning kapag sinabi natin na normal force, ito yung ano natin, x-axis natin. Okay. Then y-axis would be perpendicular to that. This one axis right here, y prime axis. Then yung z prime axis, dapat i-right hand rule natin para malaman kung saan siya paturo. So x cross y, yung direction ng z ay based sa right hand rule upward. So ito yung z prime natin. So nag-establish lang tayo ng local axis for your cross section. Kasi anong mangyayari kapag ginawa natin yan? So ilayo na natin tong object na yan. So in terms of forces, what you're actually exposing is merong kang fx prime na ganyan. Bin-breakdown lang natin into its orthogonal do sa cutting plane, fy prime and fz prime. That is for the forces, pero on top of those forces ay meron ka ring mga moment vectors. So meron kang mx prime, meron kang my prime, and meron tayong mz prime na ganyan. So yan yung mga forces na ma-expose mo, and it's time for you to relegate them into their respective na name, parang classification of what type of internal force it is. Unahin natin yung fx prime. So si fx prime ay on the same plane or on the same axis as with the vector normal to the plane. So kung ito yung vector normal to the plane, tapos ito yung direction ng fx prime, si fx prime ngayon, yung normal force natin. Yan yung magiging normal force natin. Now, yung fy prime at saka fz prime, since, syempre, other than the normal component na yung ina-evaluate natin, so pareho na silang tangential to the, to the cross-section, to the plane. So therefore, this turned out to be, yung fy prime, these are your shear force. Mag-signify lang tayo na this is shear force along y, and this is shear force along z. Mabuti na ma-establish natin yung gantong convention para lang consistent siya all throughout. Especially dun sa combined loadings, mahalaga kasi na tama yung orientation ng mga internal forces natin para tama rin yung makukuha natin na stresses na isusuperimpose on top of one another. So down the line, abot tayo sa gantong point. So na-emphasize ko na hindi porket natapos na discuss tong si Module 1 ay hindi na natin siya mababalikan. Babalikan natin siya from time to time. Now, for your cross-section, you have mx na on which yung direction ng moment is has the same orientation as with your vector normal to the plane, and therefore this becomes your internal torque. Yung my prime, since tangential to the plane, this will become, yung moment vector na to, will become your bending moment. So actually, ito na yung my natin. Then, yung mz prime natin, it's also perpendicular, tangential. Therefore, this becomes another bending moment over a different axis. So meron tayong m sub z. So, ganito yung 3D na representation ng internal forces natin. So, as of the moment, may questions ba? Wala pa naman ba? Wala. Thumbs down. Parang parang boo! Ganun na tayo, yung reaction natin sa lecture. Kamusta so far? Yan, nag-water break lang. Okay? Nakalagok na ng tubig. Tubig daw, pero Coke yung ininom. Okay. Let's return dun sa ating internal forces. Now, we keep on seeing structural systems. What do we mean by structural system? So, halimbawa, nung na-introduce kayo into 102 nung Monday na meeting, what we have are this, zoom in ko lang. So examples, maglagay tayo ng example. So ginagawa natin, particularly dun sa beam, so yung beam yung pinakauna nating na-introduce. So yung beam, meron kang supports. And halimbawa, meron tayong loading. So simplihan ko lang yung loading ko. Kunwari, bending moment lang yung loading ko rito. So paano ngayon yung analysis na ginagawa natin into getting yung internal forces? So itong bending moment na to is applied on the midspan. So L over 2. So therefore, this is L over 2. So ginagawa natin, if this is your loading diagram, so just to recall what's happening, yung parallel na procedure, yung serialize the procedure natin in series. So step by step, we draw or derive yung loading diagram or we refer to the loading diagram. Then after that ay ginagawa natin siya ng tinatawag na force body diagram. So yung next step ay yung force body diagram on which ni-expose natin lahat ng reaction forces coming from the supports na ina-apply niya to maintain yung restraints just like I mentioned the start of the step. So meron tayong forces ganito and along with your bending moment. So lahat ng forces are already exposed. So we have force body diagram. Then after that, saka natin kinukuha yung mga external forces. So yung reaction forces again are external forces. So we use yung equilibrium equations para ma-solve yung 1, 2, 3 na unknowns. So meron tayong summation of forces along x to be equal to 0. And nag-iisa lang siya. AX, positive, yung notation natin. Siya lang yung katangi-tangi. Pero dapat lahat, pag sinuma mo, equal to 0. Summation of forces along y is equal to 0. So meron tayong AY plus BY is equal to 0. So, assume natin pala, nakalimutan ko ilagay yung naging assumption natin as to why, bakit ganun yung signs. Then, summation of moment at any point. Pwede kang mag-sum ng moment. So, try ko lang, summation of moment at A para wala na akong problema dun sa moment arm ni AY at saka ni AX. So, what we have is yung M na counterclockwise, therefore positive. Then, meron pa tayong BY times L, which is yung moment arm niya. Ito ay equal to 0. So what we'll get are yung unknown support reactions. Yung unknown support reactions. So yung unknown support reactions, yung AX, pwede kong masolve. Yung AY, pwede kong masolve. Yung BY, pwede ko din masolve. Kasi meron kang tatlong equations and tatlong unknowns lang naman yung hinahanap natin. So AX is 0. Then, una natin makukuha si BY. Si BY ay equal to M over L, negative M over L. Si AY makukuha natin to be equal to M over L. So, kapag nakuha na natin yung support reactions, we can get yung internal forces. So, yan yung serialized na procedure. So, you have step 1, referring to the loading diagram. Step 2, getting the force body diagram so that you enumerate all of the external forces applied on the body. You use the equilibrium equation to solve for the unknown forces. So that's step 3 and step 4. Then once all of the external forces are known, you can get yung internal forces natin. So for example, ay nag-sample ako ng point na equal to, so parang nag-evaluate ako at distance L over 3. And ilista ko lang na yung isa sa mga reaction forces ko ay yung AY. So yung AY, meron ako dito na equal to M over L. Upward siya. Tama yung assumption natin dun sa AY. Then, over there, meron tayong axial, meron tayong shear, meron tayong bending moment. Ito yung assumption natin nung positive to indicate kung positive or negative yung mga internal forces natin. These are your three internal forces. You can do left to right. You can also do right to left. Wala namang pipigil sa atin. If L over 3 ito, so sa kabila, this is L 2L over 3. So this is 2L over 3. And ito yung cutting plane. Don't forget, yung pababa, this time, M over L. Tapos meron pa tayong M at the midspan. So ito yung applied na moment natin. So, then yung internal forces, away from the plane, yung assumption natin for positive N. Then right to left. So upwards yung positive natin na V. Then clockwise yung positive natin na M dito. You can do equilibrium equations once again. So summation of forces along X is equal to 0. So meron kang N is equal to 0. So assume natin na positive. So in summation of forces along Y, be equal to 0. So upwards positive. So meron kang M over L. Yan yung positive na term. So meron kang minus V is equal to 0. Then lastly, meron kang summation of moment. So pwede kang mag-sum ng moment siguro at the cutting plane. Nilagay ko na lang at X. Yung X to indicate na kung saan ako nag-cut. So equals to 0. Counterclockwise positive. So what I have is yung bending moment na M. Tapos dito ako sa sum ng moment. So sa perspective nitong point na to, this is causing a clockwise rotation. Kaya negative M over L times L over 3. Yan yung moment arm niya. Ito yung internal na bending moment natin. So, might as well, para lang hindi magka-lito kung ano ang meaning ng bawat isa, lagyan natin ng M sub O. Lagyan natin ng M sub O, para hindi natin ma-mistake yung external na bending moment dun sa internal na bending moment. So may M sub O, M sub O, M sub O. Tapos yung reaction forces natin, M sub O, M sub O, right there. And M sub O ito, and M sub O ito. So with this, makukuha natin na N is equals to 0, V is equals to M sub O over L, M is equals to M sub O over 3. Parang ganyan yung makukuha natin na internal force. Patunayan lang natin, kung gagamitin natin yung right-hand side ng equation, so meron kang summation of forces along X to be equal to 0. So meron ka lang negative N is equal to 0. That's 1. Summation of forces along Y is equal to 0. Then meron kang downwards na V. So meron kang downwards na M sub O over L. Right there. Then, wait. Upwards yung V, then downwards yung M sub O over L. Okay, tama naman. Ito ay downwards yung V, tas upwards, okay naman. Then after that ay is equals to 0. Then summation of bending moment, the cutting plane, is equals to 0. So meron kang counterclockwise positive. So meron kang negative M, yun yung una, plus M sub O. Then meron kang minus M sub O over L times yung moment arm 2L over 3 is equals to 0. So what you'll be getting ay kapareho lang nung sa right-hand side ng equation. So Hindi, yung nakuha mo kanina. So, N is equals to 0. V ay equal to MO over L. M ay equal to M sub O over 3. Yan yung makukuha natin. Equal lang naman. So, maski left to right or right to left, walang kaso. Now, bakit tayo bumalik sa ganito? Nagre-retreat tayo sa ganito. Because magiging advantage sa atin yung pagkuha ng internal forces, in particular, if your structural system now features the following. Una, release. What do we mean by release? So let us try indulging ourselves first with, for example, a beam. Okay, walang problema. Beam naman pala. Beam, tapos maglalagay ako ng tinatawag na hinge and meron akong fixed na support at the rightmost end. Then meron akong roller at the other end. Meron akong hinge in between. So we have 2L over 3. Specify ko lang. This is L over 3. Then meron kang uniformly distributed na load. So ano lang naman, for the sake of example lang naman. Ito. So no need to worry about this. So meron tayong ganito. Now, feature ng hinge. Anong ginagawa ng hinge? So, kunwari, wala yung hinge. Ano lang tayo, bara-barang sumuong. So, ang ginawa natin, so we have yung loading diagram. Next, ginawa natin ay kinuha natin yung force body diagram, yung FBD, yung resulting FBD from this. So, yung inyong roller support ay naging ayusin lang natin. So, ito yung roller support natin. So, maglagay ng R sub B dyan. Then, for the fixed na support, since tatlo yung nire-restrain niya, you might expect meron kang AX, meron kang AY, tapos meron tayong MA. So far, na-set up natin na number ng unknowns ay AX, AY, RB, and MA. For unknowns. So kung direkta tayo sa equilibrium equations, ilan lang yung equations? Tatlo lang. So tatlo lang yung parang apparently na mapoproduce mo. Summation of forces along X is equals to 0. Summation of forces along Y. Summation of moments. So ilagay na natin kay point A. Walang problema yan. So pag sinet up natin itong tatlo, meron akong AX is equals to 0. Okay, taken for granted. Fy, so meron akong AY minus omega sub O times 2 omega sub O times L over 3. Then, meron akong R sub B is equals to 0. Sama ko ng moment at point A. So, meron akong MA. Nandun pa rin yung MA. Don't forget, kahit na doon ka sa mismong point. Kasi yung moment arm lang naman ng force yung naging 0. Hindi yung mismong moment kapag doon ka nagsasum ng moment. Doon pa rin yung M of A, M sub A. Tapos yung line load natin ay meron moment arm na L over 3. So meron kang 2 omega sub O L squared over 9. So minultiply ko yung 2 omega sub O L over 3 dun sa moment arm niya na L over 3. Kaya naging ganito yung term. Then meron kang R sub B times L is equal to 0. So bilangin natin, i-highlight natin yung number ng unknowns based dun sa setup natin. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 na unknowns. At first glance, parang masasabi natin na hindi natin masosolve yung reaction forces, hindi na tayo makakuha ng internal forces. Actually, yung internal forces, yung key natin into solving this. So, what does your hinge, so, what does the hinge do? Yun yung tanong natin. What does the hinge do? A hinge is a subset of what's called release. Release meaning na, merong meron kang tinatanggal na resisting na part. So pag hinge, ibig sabihin, etong part na to, it's free to rotate. It will feature, first and foremost, so if you have a hinge that connects two members, this part, left side right here, will have a different rotation. So, pwedeng iba yung rotation nito. So, yung theta natin nung sa left is not necessarily equal sa theta natin dun sa right. So, pwedeng magkaiba yung rotation. So dahil pwedeng magkaiba yung rotation, walang nagfo-force sa kanila na dapat pareho yung rotation, and that indicates na doon sa hinge, yung internal force mo sa hinge, particularly internal bending moment, ay dapat equal to zero. So ito yung key highlight nung resolution natin nung mga release. So pag nakita tayo ng hinge, alam na natin agad, dapat walang bending moment on. Zero yung internal bending moment. In such way na kapag dinisect natin ngayon ito into two segment, so papasok na yung knowledge natin sa internal forces, we know na if dinisect natin to into two, so you have yung left and you have yung right, allow me to have some time para illustrate. So ito yung left, ito yung right. Diba? Parang pinaghiwalay pa rin natin. And we kind of expect that na since pinaghiwalay natin, may na-expose tayo na within sa cutting plane na internal axial force. Okay. Tapos meron tayong internal shear. Then meron tayong bending moment. Meron tayong bending moment. So bending moment, normal force, shear force, shear force. Yan yung ginawa natin. And pangalanan natin to, hinge. Hinge. So yung moment sa hinge, yung normal force sa hinge, and hinge, we hinge. So yan yung mangyayari dun sa internal forces natin. Now, ano yung nagpagaan? We already have one known as a result. So yung known na yon is yung moment dun sa hinge natin ay equal to 0. Ano ang consequence ngayon na yung moment mo ay equal to 0 dahil dun sa hinge? So it will feature two bodies. So bilangin natin meron kang AY dito, meron tayong AX, tapos meron tayong N hinge. Okay? V hinge. Tapos wala tayong M. Wala yung bending moment. So, ang i-illustrate na lang natin ay yung line load. So, not to scale na naman. Ito yung W sub O natin. Ito yung 2L over 3 natin. Yan. May kulang pa. Meron ka pang M sub A. Meron pa tayong M sub A dyan. Okay. So merong N hinge, merong V hinge. On the right-hand side, yung right na body natin will feature the following. So ilista natin pa isa-isa. Meron tayong R sub B. Okay. Tapos meron tayong V hinge na upwards. Okay ulit. Then, meron tayong N hinge. And balik ko lang doon sa normal na coloring scheme natin. N hinge. V hinge natin. And again, walang M hinge. So ito lang yung forces FBD on the right na beam element natin. So if we're going to use the governing equation, so summation of forces along X, positive. So meron kang N hinge. This is negative kasi to the left yung direction na assumption natin is equals to 0. So yung N hinge equals to 0. Summation of forces along Y to be equal to 0. So ano ang meron? Summation of forces along Y ay meron kang V hinge is equals to negative R sub B. Ay, diniretso ko na, sorry. So, meron kang V hinge plus R sub B is equals to 0. Then, lastly, meron kang summation of moment. Tatlo yung equilibrium equation sa pwede mo magamit. Summation of moment. So, try natin na at the hinge, tayo nagsasum ng bending moment. Counterclockwise positive, enumerate lang natin lahat ng terms. Nag-iisa lang si R sub B times L over 3. So counterclockwise yung ano niya with respect dun sa location ng hinge. Nag-iisa lang siya, nagkukusuppose din ng bending moment and dapat equal to 0 to. So what we'll get is head N hinge is equals to 0. V hinge, ay unahin muna natin yung R sub B ay equal to 0 from the third equation siya. Then yung V hinge from the second equation, makukuha natin ay given na R sub B ay equal to 0, dapat si V hinge ay equal to 0 din. And pwede mo siyang i-carry over onto your second system. Etong dalawang to, ngayon, once we get to analyze this left-hand portion, ay known na yung value niya. Alam na natin yung value niya. So with that said, pwede tayo mag-proceed. Summation of forces along X is equals to 0. Alam natin na AX, tapos meron kang plus N hinge is equals to 0. We know this to be equal to 0, therefore AX is equals to 0. Then summation of forces along Y to be equal to 0. So meron kang AY, then meron kang minus 2 omega sub O L over T. Okay, there's that. Then meron ka pang minus V hinge is equals to 0. Yung V hinge natin, na-determine na natin to be equal to 0. Nasa-solve na tayo for AY. AY is 2 omega sub O L over 3. Then, establish yung convention, then ganun din sa bending moment. So, meron kang M sub A, then meron kang 2 omega sub O L squared over 9. Yan na yung sa kanina natin na setup. Then, yung V hinge natin ay may moment arm na 2L over 3. It's causing clockwise rotation, kaya ano siya, negative yung notation natin. Ito ay equal to 0. But V hinge is already determined to be equal to 0. So M sub A is equals to 2 omega sub O L squared over 9. So with the knowledge of the consequence of your release towards your internal forces, possible na sa atin ngayon na makapag-analyze ng mga ganitong uri ng structural system. Hindi na tayo matatakot na apat yung unknown, tatlo lang available na equations. Masosolve na natin siya. So yun yung consequence ng tinatawag natin na release. Any questions so far? Na ulit, ano naman dyan? Thumbs up naman dyan kung ano, mulat pang ating kaisipan. Yan, equal po ba yung zero? Ayan, sige. Yan, mga question. Equal to zero ba yung moment at on the left side? Hindi. Yung moment at the left side natin ay determined to be equal to this. May nakuha tayong value. May value yung m sub a natin. Using yung summation of moment involving itong right-hand portion ng body natin. Okay. Sir, may I clarify? Yung hinge given, no? If doon nyo lang pinili mag-cut. Yes, yun yung isa mong take away agad. Kapag nakita tayo ng hinge, mag-cut agad doon, wag ng class, mag-cut agad doon para ma-expose yung internal forces natin. And we will actually arrive at the second notion concerning this. So yung second notion na yun ay we have something that looks like this. So ito makikita nyo sa study guide. So give me some time to illustrate this. So you have a beam that looks like this. Then this beam is pinned on one end. Okay, walang problema, pin. Taken for granted. So alam natin na hindi ina-allow nito yung rotation pero hindi nito ina-allow yung displacement. Okay, there's that. But dun sa beam, meron kang hinge and dun sa hinge, merong nakakonect na truss member. So yung truss member natin ay parang something like this. Yeah. So, ano lang, allow me to illustrate once again. So meron kang ganito na system. And for example, maglagay ako ng force. So kukumpletuhin ko lang yung loading diagram natin. So meron tayong 20 kilonewtons dyan. Okay, there's one. Then, nga no, teka lang ha. Let me just fix this a little bit. Using ko to. Yung beam mo, so may ganito ng specification. Yung beam mo is specified to be continuous pa din. Continuous. Na dire-diretso lang siya without any without any hindrance. Yan, ganyan lang siya. Diretso lang. Then yung nakakonect sa kanya na isa pang member ay merong release. Ibig sabihin ay if we zoom in, buburahin ko rin naman to, saglit lang, kita ko lang saglit. So what this actually means is this point right here is the intersection of three structural elements. So you have element over here, and element over here. So pangalanan natin yung mga elemento natin. So ito si elemento 1, si elemento 2, si elemento 3. Okay, you have three structural elements. Remember, structural elements starts with a node, ends with a node. This is a node, this is also a node. This is also a node, this is also a node. So as a result of this, meron kang tatlong structural elements na na-derive out of this. Now, ano yung meaning ng notation na to? So you have an intersection of three members over one point. So let's illustrate. So sa member 1, sa element 1 natin, meron siyang rotation. Sa element 2, meron siyang rotation. Sa element 3, meron siyang rotation. Now, ano yung ine-establish nitong illustration? Since sinabi natin na continuous, itong 2 and 3, ibig sabihin dire-diretso lang siya, ang in-observe mo rito is consistent dapat yung rotation. sigma 2 is equal to sigma 3. Yung indication ng release actually tells na sigma 2 is not equal to sigma 1 and with sigma 3. Ay, sorry. Sigma 1 is not equal to sigma 2 and sigma 3. Ito yung indication niya. Now, allow me to introduce a different or a similar na presentation. So, if, for example, kaya niredo ko yung illustration. You have member right here, member 1, 2, and 3 intersecting on one point. And yung in-indicate ko na hinge is this whole hinge right here. So, meron kang 1, 2, and 3. So, theta 1, theta 2, and theta 3. Kapag ganito yung illustration ko, ibig sabihin, across all elements, merong release indicating na si theta 1 is not equal to theta 2 and not also equal to theta 3. And theta 2 is neither equal to theta 3 and with theta 1. And theta 3, same lang with theta 1 and theta 3, hindi rin siya equal. Tatlong magkakaibang rotation. So yung release na ito, sinasabi lang natin na ay hindi hindi belong sa pag-ikot si theta 1. So yung pag-ikot nito, may sarili siyang mundo kumpara sa pag-ikot nitong dalawang elements natin. So yun yung indication ng ganitong notation for release na doon lang merong discontinuity pagdating sa rotation. Now, what does this signify then? So, they are still connected. Mangyari ay pare-pareho lang sila ng horizontal and vertical displacement. Yung element 2 and element 3, magkapareho sila ng rotation over this point. Pero si theta 1, iba yung rotation niya over that point. Ano nga ulit yung natanggal na na parang resistance, na wala yung resistance ni element 1 against rotation. Nawala yung resistance ni theta 1 against rotation. So what does this boils down? So ano yung pinupunto ng release na ito? So we have this, kumpletuhin ko lang. So sabihin ko lang that this is 3L over 5, this is 2L over 5, and this is let me just think a bit. 3L over 5. Sige, 9L over 20. 9L over 20. Yan, let me just check. Yep, 9L over 20. Okay. So, ano ngayon yung nangyari? Kapag ginawa natin ng FBD ito, pwedeng idiretso na yung FBD ay separate for the two bodies na na-identify. Bakit two bodies? Yung isa kasi, although it's comprised of two elements, it's continuous, therefore, dire-diretso lang siya. Okay, this is your first element right here. And you have yung second element. Ano lang natin, dinisassemble lang natin. So, anong nangyari dun sa disassembly? You have AY, you have AX, okay? Tapos, merong tayong 20 dito. Then, meron ka pang sige, A, B, C, D. So, meron kang DY, meron kang DX. Yan yung reaction force dun sa pin, dun sa kabila. Now, ano nangyari dun sa connection? Yung connection, since parang it is as if nag-section tayo, may na-expose tayo actually na internal forces. What we are actually exposing is meron ka ritong B sub X, tapos meron ka ritong B sub Y, and since may release ito, alam natin na walang internal bending moment over this end nung in-expose natin siya. And in turn, dun sa kabilang portion, meron tayong pakabila na B sub X and meron tayong downward na B sub Y. So, tinake advantage natin yung knowledge natin ng internal forces on how to decompose these systems into parang piecemeal kung saan kayang-kaya natin na isolve in isolation or divide and conquer each of the members. So meron kang tatlong equations that are available here. Summation of forces along X, summation of forces along Y, and summation of moment. So, lagay natin ang moment at D. Okay. Tapos ito upwards positive. Ito ay to the left positive. So what we have is dx plus bx is equal to 0. That's your first equation. Your second equation, meron tayong dy plus by is equal to 0. That's your second equation. And since kay point D tayo sum, so meron ka dito na moment. Si bx, merong itong bx with respect to point D, ito yung moment arm. Yung moment arm niya, it's causing clockwise rotation, counterclockwise rotation. So, bx times 9L over 20. Yun yung una. But by is also causing moment. Oops, may pala highlight. It's also causing moment. Ito. Ang moment arm niya ay ito. So, it's causing na pag ganon na moment. So, meron kang plus by times 3L over 5 is equals to 0. And with that, may makukuha na tayo, bilangin natin may makukuha tayong bx in terms of by. So si bx ay 20 times 3 divided by 9 times 5 at divided by 5. So meron tayong bx being equal to 4 over 3 negative 4 over 3 by. So meron na tayong bx na in terms na rin ni by. So pag inanalyze na natin tong kabila, na ganito, so instead na sabihin lang natin na bx, pwede nating i-substitute. Basta sinabi, negative 4 over 3 by. Ibig sabihin, yung inassume ko na direction ng bx dito ay pwedeng baliktad. Pwedeng the other side. So, ililipat ko lang siguro ito. Yep. Yung bx ko will be over this direction. And this time, ipa-plug in ko na yung magnitude. So, 4 over 3 by. So, yan ngayon yung aking system. Yung FBD for A, B, C na beam. So, ano ko lang, this is point A, this is point B, this is point C. Bilangin natin, number ng unknown. So, yung summation of forces along X to be equal to 0. So, meron kang AX, so meron tayong plus 4 over 3 BY is equal to 0. Kung ito yung convention natin. Summation of forces along Y to be equal to 0. So, meron tayong AY, meron tayong minus BY, meron tayong minus 20 is equal to 0. Summation of moment, try natin at point A. So, meron kang BY times 3L over 5. This is negative. Then, meron kang 20 times L. Actually, yun lang. Is equals to 0. Bibilangin natin yung unknowns. So, by ay equal to negative 12. Negative 12 kilonewton. And pwede nating i-substitute si by para makuha natin si ay. Si ay ay equal to, let me just check. Si by ay, si ay ay 32 kilo, since negative na pala. So, magiging 8 kilonewton na lang si ay. And lastly, si AX, so substituting back dun sa value ni BY, so meron kang negative 12 times 4 over 3. So meron kang negative 16 kilonewton. So this indicates na kung ano man yung original na assumptions natin, actually, baliktad siya. Baliktad yung assumption natin. So may nasolve na tayong AX, may nasolve na tayong BY, may nasolve na tayong AY. So, with that, pwede na nating i-carry over back to this system. So, kung meron ka ng BY and BX, so makukuha natin down the line, kapag sinubstitute back natin over the system, yung nakuha na natin na values for BX and BY, na kinonvert natin to BX, so meron kang dx to be equal to 16 kilonewtons. That's one. Then, meron tayong makukuha na dy to be equal to 12 kilonewtons. So, meron tayong 12 kilonewtons. So, na-solve natin yung reaction forces nung buong, lahat ng nakuha natin lahat ng support reactions. Knowing how to dissect and to expose all of the internal forces, especially dun sa pin na connection. So are there any questions so far? So okay pa naman ba? Ano naman dyan? Palakpak naman. So ibang reacts naman tayo. Sir, bakit yung BY naging 12 kilonewton? Yung BY naging 12 kilonewton kasi nakuha natin na 3L over 5. Wait. O nga, baka baliktad. Teka lang ha. 20 times 5 divided by 3 pala. Baliktad, sorry. 33 pala. Nabaliktad tayo ng ano. So this is negative 33.33 kilonewtons. So with that, ang nangyari ay, since ito yung BY times 4 divided by 3, so meron kang, wait lang ha, may dumating na ano. Yes. Again, thank you for pointing this out. So, nirecalibrate lang natin. Yung makukuha natin na AX will be equal to, ito ay positive 44.44 kilonewtons. And yung AY na makukuha natin ay, let me just verify, negative 33. So meron kang positive. So meron kang negative 13.33 and carry over lang natin sa pataas. So meron kang dx na equal to negative 44.44 kilonewtons. Then yung dy natin ay equal to negative 33.33. Kala napaisip ako doon na AY, BY. Ang AY mo ay dapat ay negative. Yung BY mo negative. Okay. Okay. Positive. Positive 33.33 kilonewtons. So, thank you for pointing this out. So, yun nga yung na miss na operation. So, bakit naging 12 kilonewton? So, tama nga na bakit. Magandang tanungin nga, bakit? So, yan. So, thank you for pointing this out. Then, what you can actually do at this point, once you get yung lahat ng reaction forces, so again, all of the external forces are now accounted for, you enumerate all of the reaction forces, gawa mo ng FBD yung bawat element natin. Dx natin is 44.44. dy natin is 33.33. Then dito, actually makukuha mo ay 44.44 and this one is 33.33. You have yung sa first system. Sa second system natin, sa second structural system natin, ang itsura ng FBD niya ay meron kang 13.33, then meron kang 33.33, meron kang 20 dito, meron kang 44.44 dito, tapos meron kang 44.44 dyan. Yan yung FBD nung ABC. So ito yung ABC natin. And ito yung sa BD natin. How to further simplify this? So you might want to anticipate in advance yung tinatawag na truss member. Identifying in advance whether a structural member is a truss member or not. Meron kang tatlong prerequisites. Una, starts or end, start and ends with either a pin support, roller support, or hinge. So meaning, pin support, nasa dulo, pin support natin, roller support natin, nasa dulo, or hinge. Natapos siya sa hinge or what's also known as a pin connection. So, meron kang hinge. So, starts and ends with either a pin support, roller support, or hinge. That's the first condition into distinguishing whether trust ba yung member natin or not. Whether we can trust it or not. Yung pan naman natin. Number 2, no midsection lateral forces. Meaning, yung midsection, an example of a midsection lateral force ay kung ito yung member natin, meron kang ganito, meron kang any line load. Any line load. na applied or vertical perpendicular na force. Pero take note, yung midsection lateral force, yung qualifier niya ay hindi kasama dun sa hindi part ng midsection lateral force yung lateral force na applied at the ends or at the nodes, at the end nodes. So hindi kasama ito sa pag-distinguish kung mid-lateral force siya or hindi. So these two, pag meron kang midsection lateral force, so dapat X to, dapat X to. Or else, kapag hindi na satisfy yung criteria na to, already frame na member na siya or beam na member na siya. Then lastly, no external bending moment applied. So walang bending moment applied. So ito yung tatlong condition mo to say that this is already a trust member. Now, ano yung distinction ng ating trust member? So pag sinabi nating trust member, only has an axial force as its internal force. So axial force lang yung internal force natin. So yung member, kahit anuman yung orientation niya, i-cut mo siya dun sa section natin ay re-reveal mo isang uri lang ng force, which is an axial force lang. So walang shear, walang bending moment. Yun yung qualifier natin on this. Yan lang yung makikita mo na internal force. Now, bakit maganda na i-anticipate in advance whether trust member ba siya or not? We might as well go back to this system right here. Balikan lang natin ito. And sabihin na agad, so for the interest of time, so 10 minutes na lang. So this one right here falls under the distinction na trust siya. Okay. So meaning, kapag nag-cut ka dun sa intersection, its intersection with the continuous element, yung beam element natin, what you'll have as yung na-expose natin na force is rather yung internal na axial force. Oops. Ibang kulay. So, yung internal axial force yung na-unravel natin over this. Oh, sorry. Meron kang AY, AX. Then, meron kang 20 dito. Then, what you have is NBD. NBD. Pwedeng ganito na yung dissection. Pwedeng ganyan na yung dissection. So, meron ka ngayon dy, tapos meron ka ngayong dx. And with that, you are already working with three unknowns dun sa unang system. So, dun sa unang system mo, you only have NBD, AX, AY as your unknowns. So may masosolve na agad tayo. So no need to do some feedback loop na nag-solve. Sinetup lang muna natin yung sa trust member para makuha yung BX, BY. Sinabstitute natin siya onto dun sa continuous na element, beam element natin. So para makakuha ng values ng AX, AY at saka BY. Then saka natin binalik yung nakuha natin na BY into BX, then from DX into DY. Dito, diretsong NBD, yung internal axial force na yung makukuha natin. Now, bakit ulit mahalaga na ma-determine kung trust member siya or not? So we have siguro an example na madadaanan nyo talaga kapag dating doon sa axial force member. So you have two axial force member. Sinabi na agad, axial force member. Trust member na agad ito. So minention ko na, trust member na agad to. Tapos meron kang force na 20 kilonewtons. Pangalanan natin yung mga nodes. You have A, B, and C. Now, bago pa man tayo mag-determine ng reaction forces, pwede na nating simulan actually with distinguishing whether truss or frame ba yung bawat structural element natin. Unahin natin yung AB. Yung AB, it starts and ends with a pin o check or a hinge or pin connection ba? Condition number 1. Okay. Condition number 2. No midsection lateral forces. Although may lateral force ka at point B, ay nasa end node naman siya naka-apply. So it doesn't count. So it also satisfies yung second assumption or yung second prerequisite ng wala kang midsection lateral force. Third assumption, meron ba tayong nakikitang internal bending moment dyan? External bending moment? Wala naman tayong nakikitang fixed support dito. So, okay naman. Walang magkakos ng external bending moment. So, those three conditions are satisfied. This makes it a truss member. This also makes this a truss member. Now, let's try to perhaps cut infinitesimally close to point B. So very close to point B, what we have is an internal axial force. Ito yung NAB natin. In-assume natin na intention, si NAB. Okay, there's one. Tapos, we also cut infinitesimally close to point B. You also have this NBC. In-assume natin na intention going away from the plane. Now, ano yung tinatry kong i-rationalize dito? It all boils down na since nag-cut ka infinitesimally close to point B, you might as well are exposing ano yung mga internal forces na nagtatag and pull on point B. So you have an equal and opposite reaction force. So NAB, tapos meron kang NBC. Tapos meron kang 20 na nandito. So meron kang somehow you have boiled this down into forces acting upon a particle. So rather than a complicated structural system on which you need to compute the reaction forces first in order to get the internal forces, ganito na lang yung magiging force diagram natin. And you can already use, since particle ito, two equilibrium equations. And meron ka namang dalawang unknown. Masasolve na natin si NAB and masasolve na rin natin si NBC. And if lalagyan natin ng dimension to, so 3 meters, this is 4 meters. Para lang ma-setup natin. So summation of forces along X, meron kang negative NAB. Tapos yung NBC natin, meron kang negative 4/5 kasi going to the left yung NBC natin and yung component niya this is a 3, 4, 5 triangle. So, meron kang 4 over the hypotenuse as the horizontal na component. So, 4/5 NBC is equal to 0. You have summation of forces along Y, So you have -3/5. So yung other na side, 3/5 NBC. Wait lang, sandit lang, may tubig na dumating. Okay, wait lang. Oh. Yan. Sorry. Yan na, mabilisan lang. So, -3/5 NBC. Tapos, meron kang -20 kilonewtons is equals to 0. Makukuha na agad natin yung internal axial force. So, meron kang 133, -33.33 kilonewtons. And kapag sinubstitute back natin siya dun sa kabila, so -33.33 times 4/5. So meron kang negative or rather positive 26.66 kilonewtons. So makukuha agad natin yung internal forces. We have actually managed to skip over getting the reaction forces. So yun yung magiging advantage natin if we know how to distinguish if okay. Magsasend naman din ako ng recording ng lecture natin. So don't worry about this. So naman, ma-access nyo naman to. So yun, malaking advantage kung alam na natin whether truss or frames na siya. We'll continue a little bit on this topic, internal forces, on our next meeting on Thursday. And we might start off with the discussion on stresses. Next meeting din. So, stay safe lang kayo. So, thank you sa pakikinig. Thank you sa pagtyasaga na makinig. So, alam ko, nilalabanan na natin yung antok. Yan na yung, may afternoon gray na tayo. Nilalabanan natin yan. So, thank you all. See you all on Thursday. Hoping na F to F na sana. No? Kita-kits next week.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.